What's up YouTube? Capital G here, checking out Yugos new Speedroid monsters that just got revealed coming out of the upcoming Legendary Duelist of Whirlwind. We already had Yugos new boss monster, the Crystal Clearwing, revealed, but we didn't know about the rest of his Speedroid cards, how they were going to help us go into that monster, and now those cards have been revealed. Although I think that there might be like one more Speedroid support card that has yet to be revealed. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and check out the rest of the cards, the ones that we know about. Anyways, the first monster is Speedroid Party Horn Kid, level 4 Wind Machine monster. It's also a tuner because, I mean, that's pretty much just how Speedroids roll. They're mostly wind and also machines. There's part of me that wishes every Speedroid main deck card was like 500 attack or less so that you could just machine dupe all of them, but I digress. 1000 attack, 1000 defense. Both of the effects are hard once per turn. First effect says, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can activate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of wind monsters you control. Add one excavated card to your hand, and then you put the rest of them at the bottom of your deck in any order. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one level 3 or higher wind monster you control. Reduce its level by 2. So level modulation has always been a thing in the Speedroid archetype. That's nothing new, and that's just because there are so many darn synchros for this archetype. And then in addition to that, you have also like Yugos dragons, everything from Clearwing, Crystal Wing, Crystal Clearwing, etc., etc. I like this card mainly just because it's always going to be a +1 on summon. I mean, as long as you summon this and resolve the effect, you at minimum have one wind monster on field. So if nothing else, you just get to activate one card and just put it in your hand, which is obviously going to be good. And it doesn't even have to just be normal summon. It also works on a special summon as well. Really good card for potentially getting extenders, things like Speedroid Terratop, cards that do not require your normal summon. This is an excellent card to normal summon and then get that. Plus this is a tuner as well. Next monster is going to be our Speedroid Magic Hound. It's a level 3 wind machine, 800. Your second effect is a hard once per turn. First effect says when this card is normal summon, you can send one Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard. That's actually going to come up with another card we'll talk about momentarily. Second says if this card is in the graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card, target one Speedroid monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, special summon one Speedroid Synchro monster with the same level but a different name from your extra deck, but its effects are negated. So that is a really interesting effect because basically it lets you cheat out synchro monsters. Now, when I first read it, I was like, well, Speedroids do have some low-level synchro monsters, but I don't know how good that effect is going to be. However, now they're getting a level 3 synchro, which makes that effect make way more sense. So, you know, I guess a little spoiler alert there. But this card actually, it's very good, but it wouldn't have been good without these new cards. Like, this is a card where you gotta look at the rest of the new support to really understand why this card is good. I don't love the fact that you do have to wait a turn to use that effect that summons a synchro monster from your extra deck because, man, Yu-Gi-Oh's just so fast now. Like, you can't afford to be like waiting a whole turn to activate an effect. That's not really how the game is played. But if you do get that effect off, obviously it's very strong. This could definitely be like a one-of in the deck. If the second effect could be activated immediately, then this would, I don't know, maybe even be like a 3-of in the deck, honestly. We have a new synchro, and this synchro is a tuner as well. I think this could be the first synchro tuner in the Speedroid archetype, but I could be wrong about that. And it's a gun. This is High Speedroid Cork Blaster. Now, silly me, I thought that all the Speedroid cards were like, you know, toys and stuff, that toys like yo-yos and all these other little games that like kids in Japan would play, but no, now we just got guns. Although I think his Link monster is a gun too, so what am I talking about? 500 attack and 1000 defense. This is a generic level 3. And it requires just a tuner plus a non-tuner to make. Level 3s are not, well, I always thought they were difficult, but then people summon like Marchers, so maybe it's not that difficult. You've got, well, it says you cannot special summon monsters. The turn you activate this card's effect except wind monsters. So being locked into wind is not really anything new for Speedroid, so that's not really going to hurt them. If this card is special summoned, or excuse me, yeah, if this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. So you either get to add one Speedroid spell/trap from your deck to your hand, or if this card was synchro summoned using only Speedroid monsters as material, and all the materials used for its synchro summon are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, the spell and trap add effect made me question, because I was like, there are no Speedroid spells and traps, but obviously that means that we are getting some. When we get to the trap card, it will make a lot more sense. I do think that the Monster Reborn effect could be pretty good as well, because getting a level 3 that's also a tuner, and then being able to summon back 2 more monsters. Obviously Speedroids can go into 6s, they can keep on climbing up. So this is a good card, and more importantly, this is a level 3, so it actually works with your Magic Hound, your Speedroid Magic Hound, quite well. Like, this is the card you're going to cheat from your extra deck, most likely, I would imagine. So I definitely think Speedroids are going to run at least one copy of this card, and the new trap card's pretty good too. Now, Yugos' next synchro monster is really crazy, and I honestly couldn't believe it when I first saw it. They took his dual runner from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V anime, and they turned it into a synchro monster, of all things. I'm pretty sure this is the first time that's happened with all the synchro duelists that we've had in the animes, but I mean, I guess there's a first time for everything. Maybe this will happen with Yusei and other characters like Jack Atlas or Crow or whatever. But yeah, definitely interesting. Anyways, this is High Speedroid Clear Rider. It is remarkably a level 11 monster, which means it's a higher level than his actual boss monster that's on the cover of this pack, because Crystal Clear Wing, I believe, is a level 10, so yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's a wind machine, as you expected, synchro monster. 3,500 attack, because I guess it goes very fast, so it has to have high attack. 2,000 defense, and it requires a wind tuner plus a non-tuner wind synchro monster. So basically, only Speedroids and like Dragunity can make this? Maybe Wind Witch? I don't know. First effect says once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die, because of course you can. Watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V anime if you don't understand the whole die part. It just Yugo was such an RNG duelist in the anime, very Joey-like. Shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into your deck up to the result. And then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number shuffled. And if you do this, this card gains 500 attack for each destroyed card by this effect until the end of this turn. Second effect, during your opponent's main phase quick effect, you contribute this synchro summoned card. Special summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters with different names from your extra deck. So both of the effects of this card are actually incredibly unique. Well, the first effect makes perfect sense when you think about Yugo as a character. He was very, very RNG. A lot of his effects involved rolling dice. If you play Speedroids, you're pretty much used to that. A lot of like, effects that you don't necessarily have control over. I think it could have been better, honestly. Like, I don't even mind the whole die effect, because I just kind of expected that. I think it would have been better if you just shuffled the cards, because destruction in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not like super great. It doesn't target, so that's kind of nice, but I would have rather like you shuffled the cards back into your opponent's deck. Now, the second effect is really kind of crazy, because obviously it's supposed to be able, or you're supposed to use it to summon like Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and then probably like Clearwing Fast Dragon. That's what I would imagine. There are a couple of Dragunity cards you can summon, but ain't nobody going to summon those. You can also go for obscure things like Junk Berserker, basically any level 7 wind synchro monster. But if you want disruption, you're probably going to go for Yugos Dragon card. So I think that that's kind of cool. Those cards are not as good as they were during Arc V, but they still offer like a decent level of disruption. I know that Clearwing can technically have 2 negations if things go perfectly right, and Fast Dragon can negate something out of the extra deck, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if this card is really worth all of the investments, if I'm being honest though. Like, it's kind of cool to summon, but you know, its destruction effect is like RNG based. Like, what if you roll a 1? That would kind of suck. So honestly, I don't know if I would summon this unless I was just trying to flex. Final card is our first Speedroid spell and trap, at least to my knowledge. Although I'm going to guess that there's probably going to be a Speedroid spell card in this set. That'll probably be the last card that is revealed. This is Speedroid Duplicate. Normal trap card. Second effect is a hard once per duel, which instantly made me think, ooh, that might be pretty powerful. First effect says banish 1 wind monster from your graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Second effect, during your main phase, if this card is in the graveyard, you can target 1 Speedroid monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster. It's not a trap, by the way, so this is not actually a trap monster. It is a machine, tuner, level 1, wind, and the attack is 0/0. So basically, That the second effect is like, you could basically say it's Level Eater, essentially. I mean, I know Level Eater is a banned card and they're not going to bring that thing back anytime soon, but yeah, the effect is basically Level Eater. You're level eating off of one of your Speedroid monsters, and then you get this guy as a token. Now, the token is also a tuner, so that's kind of cool, but what I really like about the second effect of this card isn't just like the free plus, it's the fact that you don't have to wait a turn. Like, you can instantly just send this card to the graveyard with the Speedroid Magic Hound, and then you can just level eat off of the Speedroid Magic Hound and just get a monster on field. That's obviously very good. And then your on-field effect of this card is solid as well. Your on-field effect of this card is just a simple disruption. Keep in mind, this can be searched by the level 3 Speedroid Synchro monster, and basically your on-field effect is just, it's like a Dragon Maid Tidying, and we know that that card is super good in the Dragon Link deck. Although this card doesn't have a Monster Reborn, the disruption effect is just, it's solid. Just, you know, target one of your opponent's cards and just bounce it back to their hand. So I think that this is a super solid card, and honestly, in 2021, this is kind of how traps have to be. Like, they kind of have to have dual utility effects, and you got to be able to disrupt your opponent, but then also give me, you know, another nice effect when I want to do something else. And this obviously is like an extension effect, and it's an extension effect for free. So, you know, nice little level eater there. Anyways, whatever you guys think of the new Speedroid supports, leave it in the comment section below. It'll be interesting to see how people are going to, you know, take Speedroids and see what they can do with it. Thank you guys for watching, as always.